Greetings and welcome, everybody. We should be on live here. I hope we're having a just like a, there it is. I think it's working. All right. As you come into the studio and join me today, let me know if you can hear me. I'm having some technical issues on my end. It seems to have been going off and on all week. So whoever's listening right now, tuning in right now, if you can hear me, can you say in the chat room yes? Okay. This is Clear Blue Radiance. I'm the host, Brother Francis E. Revels Bay. I try to be here every uh, Thursday. Usually it's supposed to be at 1 o'clock. Sometimes I get here at 1:30. As you can see, I'm running a little late today. But it's this opportunity to come on and share some metaphysical, spiritual insight with all of you. I've been a spiritual counselor for 45 years. And I enjoy helping people such as yourself have greater clarity in your own life and also to either find your purpose or refine your purpose in life right now. And what I mean by refining it, many of us are already on a path, many of us are already doing things that we need to do that we find comfortable for ourselves, right? And so that allows us to move forward without any worry or without any anxiety, without being feeling like we're lacking something or that we're losing something. So what we want to be able to do is feel more comfortable with ourselves and with who we are. And today's topic that I have for you today is quite a long one, so I'm not going to put it in here. But it is you don't have to drown in lack. Check that out. You don't have to drown in lack, low self esteem, and worry. You are a boundless metaphysical being. That's something that Michelle Vidal says, something to that effect all the time. We're metaphysical beings. And so we're boundless, we are infinite, with an infinite light of spiritual presence. Set yourself free and make yourself brand new. So that's my topic today, and the questions are there and the answers are there all at the same time. So I'm not going to pound it in. I'm not going to preach it out today. I'm just going to share what this is all about. If you think of the title, you are a boundless in the answer. It says you don't have to drown in lack. Well, what is lack? Because there's three things here: lack, low self esteem, and worry. Now, those of us who are on this path that we find ourselves in life, we all have experienced lack. You can ask yourself the question right now: what am I lacking? We sometimes use that word or question in regards to something that we're striving to do or to have a better life or to have more opportunities and more pleasantries in our life. So we're constantly asking such a question as that. So that's one of the things I want you to think about. What is lack? What does that mean to you? The second question is, what is low self esteem? What is low self esteem? In fact, what is self esteem? What is esteem? Because once we understand what the word means, it's a little easy for us or easier for us to figure out what to do, why we're thinking certain ways. And then, what is worry? Well, we could rest assured that many of you watching this now live or seeing this later have always been in a state of worry, always having something to worry about. Will I find a job? I have a job, but I don't like the one I have. Will I find a better job? I'm in a relationship. Is it working out? Can I move on? Good afternoon. Can you hear me, Linda? Let me know in the chat if you can hear this or not. I think my speakers are working. This is something that we all consider. How do we move forward in our life? How do we take what we already have? Great. How do we take what we already have right now in our lives and improve upon it? We always say, especially people who are artists, musicians, dancers, photographers, actors, actresses, on stage, in film, we're always working on ourselves. There's always a better version of ourselves. Even when we complete a project and we're happy with the way the project came out, we still sometimes later, years down the line, we might see a few flaws, or we can see where we can improve upon it. Well, your life is the same way. You're the artist in your own life. Think of it that way. You are the artist in your own life. Your life is a canvas, and you have the right to paint and draw whatever you want on the canvas of your life. But other people are going to paint their things there too, because they're co starring in your life, just like they have their life as one huge canvas, and you are co starring in their life. So, this word or this phrase or this question would make us think. So, as people join us, you don't have to drown in lack, low self esteem, and worry. This is the topic for today's Clear Blue Radiance. I'm the host, Brother Francis E. Revels Bay. It's Thursday, March the 30th, 2023. Wow. Not too 14 days ago was my birthday. And we're one third already through the year. We're already in spring. Like Christmas happened, Thanksgiving happened, all that New Year's happened, and here we are. Well, the answer to this statement or this question is that you are a boundless metaphysical being with an infinite light of spiritual presence, which then gives you the key to do what? Set yourself free and make yourself brand new. Well, when we talk about worry, a lot of us get worried about a lot of things: our health, uh, our sight, our teeth, our homes, things that we own, right? And often we spend a lot of time in worry, especially if you have low self esteem and you think you lack things. You think you haven't acquired anything. So sometimes you'll put yourself in a position where you're thinking that you don't have anything. So I once read that Deepak Chopra said, worry is a form of negative prayer. When we pray, depending on the religious tradition that you grew up in, or that you may have switched several paths. I have. I've gone from being Southern Baptist growing up to being in a African Methodist Episcopalian. From there, going into a little bit of Catholicism. From there, going back into Southern Baptist. From there, touching a little bit upon Pentecostalists. From there, deciding, whew, I need to venture out on my own. So then I jumped into the study of Islamism through the Moorish Science Temple of America. I did that for 11 years. I was a People made me a ranking officer, so I ran meetings and stuff and religious training classes. And then one day I woke up, something happened at the temple with me and several of the members. We weren't seeing eye to eye. And I said, you know what? I think I'm done. And I walked away. I have many friends. I have family members that are still there. It's okay. That's their path, their choice. That's what they need. But I woke up and I said, I don't need it. What I just need is truth about myself. So anything you hear me talking about in here, it's about the truth that I've experienced. And I'm here sharing the truth with you. Some of you may relate to the truth, some of you may not. And it's okay. There might be portions that resonate with you, and others, they don't make any sense right now, so you get rid of them. And it's okay, because life is to be lived. That's what life is. Life is to be lived. But we have to find our way, we have to find our path. Some of us are good at finding mates, life partners. Some of us aren't. But I learned to laugh at all of those parts of myself. Laugh at my weaknesses, laugh at my shadow side, because your weakness and your shadow side gets you to do your work, not your positive light side. Your positive light side, you just kind of, skate, roller skate through it, and you feel okay, right? You don't have any hurdles or obstacles. But when you're dangling on the string, hanging out with your shadow self, that's the side that's going to complain. That's the side that's going to cuss and carry on. That's the side that'll have you going backwards. That's the side that'll keep you immobilized. So you got to break free. So that's why these first three words are so important and potent. Lack basically is feeling and being empty and not bountiful. That's lack. Lack is feeling or having a sense of feeling that you're empty. You don't have anything. And that you lack a bountiful of something. You're being without something. You know something's missing, or some things are missing. So you know you lack something. Well, that could happen with a person that's in athletic sport teams. They may not be, not every player is on the same level as the next player. Some players are elites. So when you're not elite, you're considered average or below average. You got to find your way. You got to work on yourself. That's in anything that you do in life. You have to pick yourself up and work on yourself. So, what is low self esteem? Basically, you see yourself with no value, no sense of self-worth. You don't think you're worth anything. Many people go through that. I've gone through that. In my earlier years, I used to wear that smile on my face all the time, but deep down inside, I didn't think I had anything worth or worthy to show to the world. Even though I had parents who tried to instill in me ways to be, ways to see, not to compete with my peers, my classmates, but to find something that I like to do and try. When you look back at your life and you see how many ups and downs you've had, you've seen how many times you may have accomplished some goals, and then you realize there's a whole lot of times you didn't accomplish much. And we know that it is better to try your best to accomplish goals. Do your best to rise upward with yourself. But you have to discover what is important to you, what has value in your life. Are you a valuable person? Do you have something that you can offer to the world? Some of us don't have to be on a platform. We don't have to be on a stage. We just have to be present for ourselves every day. Show up for you every day. When you start showing up for yourself, that empowers you to do even better. So you are a boundless metaphysical being. Meta means beyond, physical. You are a being of light and energy. You're overflowing with a divine intelligence. You're living beyond the physical nature of things. But you have to recognize There are other metaphysical beings that you share this world, this planet with, and they have consciousness within their realm. Dogs and cats, consciousness within their realms. All kind of insects, consciousness within their realms. All types of animals. Those who have four legs, two legs, and wings have consciousness. Except their consciousness runs a little different than our consciousness. We have memory. They may have what we call short term memory, but certain ones have this inner desire that they remember things. Like if an animal is abused, that animal will remember that abusive experience, and they will sniff you out. Literally, yeah, you're an angry person. No, you're not nice to animals at all. And next thing you know, they're not around you. There's those that will sniff you out and they look like they have an attitude with you. No, they don't like you, so they start barking because they don't like you. But there's others bark and they wag their tail. That's a symbol that they love you. Why? Because they can tell you love them. They can tell you have no defense mechanism up. They can tell you make them feel a part of you. That's just how it goes. If you're carrying love and self love, other things around can see it and love you too. You are an infinite light, a divine source, connected, always connected from eons ago to prime creator, that divine source that's infinite, that contains and has infinite resources, meaning it could feed you over and over and over and over, but you don't need to overstep or takes more than you actually can handle. You learn to live in harmony with nature. You begin to respect nature. You respect nature, you live in harmony with nature, which teaches you to live in harmony with your peers. You have respect for nature, you have respect for your peers. People say, "Oh, I don't get along with humans. I get along more with animals." No, you didn't try hard enough. You let your ego get in the way. Because we know through the power of relationships, it takes two people to build a relationship, not one person. It takes two people to watch a relationship get built up and watch a relationship fall down. Two people. It's not one. But most of all, you are a spiritual, infinite presence. You are a spiritual, infinite presence called I am. When we say those words, I am, we are identifying ourselves and things that reflect ourselves. And we are a reflection of our environment. And our thoughts can feed into what we hold inside, what we're thinking, what we're feeling over and over and over and over again attracts more of the same. People say, I don't know how I attracted those people. Well, you think you don't know. But if you start to look at your life and the things that you say, you will realize, oh, you were building up the vibration to attract them because you had doubt, yourself, you just didn't know who you were. You were always seeking to find out who you were, always looking to find out who are you. Then you probably went through some situations where you mistreated yourself. People can mistreat other people, but you can mistreat yourself. You can hold things back away from yourself that you're supposed to be experiencing. Well, we know sooner or later you pay for it, right? You got the ticket, You don't use all the tickets, you waste all the tickets, they expire, so you get what you get. We find out that we are always moving ahead or standing still, but not really moving backwards. Just things that were behind you because you moved slower or stopped along the way, the things behind you caught up with you and surpassed you. So you have to start to look at, well, what is it that I'm doing? What am I spending too much time on? Well, most of the time, we spend a lot of mental brain power on worry. We worry about things we have no control over. I'll say that again. We worry about things that we have no control over. You don't control the lightning storm, the earthquake, the downpour of rain, the hail, the sleet, the snow. But in your immediate environment, now, if you are practicing positive occult magic in your immediate environment, you could cause it where everybody else is having snow and over you there ain't no snow. Or I should say, there is no snow. Around you, there's rain, but over you, over your head, there is no rain. Oh, yeah, I've experienced it. They call it weathercrafting. We just talk to the elements. And it's your belief in your heart with those elements around you that you're on the same wavelength, you won't see any rain. But if you desire to have rain, you shall see rain. You shall, you got to know that rain is possible in any moment because you're feeling the presence of raindrops. You're feeling or smelling the precipitation in the air. It's going to rain. It's like in my class last night, we were talking about how sometimes, doctors may tell you something, or a weatherman, weatherwoman will get on the air and, hey, good afternoon there, Jackie. A weather person will be there and they will say, it's going to rain today. It's going to snow today. It's going to da, 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 da. But you, who may have been experiencing some tightness in your joints, in your cartilage, or something with your nerve system, or you're feeling experiencing arthritic conditions, well, you feel everything. The barometer pressure in the air. So the newscaster, the meteorologist gets on and says, yeah, it's going to rain today. About 1 o'clock, expect rains and winds and da. And you go looking at your knee or feeling your hip, and you go, nah, that's not going to happen. We're going to come to that point. We're going to experience some moisture in the air, but it's not going to rain like they say it's going to rain. Because you believe in the body. Your body has consciousness and has related experience over and over again. You also may have placed that body from years ago into situations that are detrimental to it. And now you've got to change. Your body is wondering, are you going to walk in front of a car or a truck like you did 20 years ago? You seem to make the same mistakes. I could feel it coming up. And next thing you know, you're having a conversation with your body, and your body's tightening up. Muscles are tightening up. The cartilage is tightening up. You can't bend over. You can't sit down. You can barely get up if you do sit down. That's the body putting out everything like roadblocks so you don't make the same mistake again. Your body wants to make sure that you are well. And in essence, if you're well, you're going to do all the right things to protect your body. You're not going to put it into harm's way. You're not going to get antsy and start worrying and get in the car and drive across 2 lanes to get to the left lane when you didn't see anything coming by in the immediate lane. So you begin to pay attention. So you come to this understanding now that you don't lack anything. You have everything inside of you. This is what has been projected through the Piscean age, and now we're in the age of Aquarius, where you know for sure that everything you're looking to do is right in front of you. Everything you're thinking about is around you. You just got to engage yourself in it and put it out there. Just like when a baby has to walk, the mother can pick up the baby, the father can pick up the baby, the siblings can pick up the baby, but the baby knows, hey, picking me up, it makes me feel good. I don't have to walk. So eventually, mom catches on real quick, and mom says, nah, little Johnny, little Jabbar, you're going to walk. Today, you're walking. And that baby might put a thing out there where they don't want to walk, but eventually they do. They start to walk, and they find themselves, oh, mom ain't gonna pick me up. If I sit here in the middle of the floor and cry all day long, she's not gonna pick me up. Well, I better get up. And now baby starts to walk. It is the same in our life. We have to learn how to stop the worry, because too much worry leans into anxiety. And anxiety leans into panic attacks. Why? Because we put so much worry and anxiety on something that hasn't transformed, that hasn't shown up in our lives yet, but we keep thinking that it will, but it didn't show up yet. But we keep putting that information out that something is going to happen because we're living in a state of fear, and fear breeds anxieties and sorrow and sadness and melancholy and depression. So we have to pick ourselves up, and we have to move on, move up, move with strength in ourselves. Make every step that we take works for us. So let me go back here because I said, lack is a feeling or being empty inside. You know, you lack something. And low self esteem is basically you don't see yourself with a person of value. So you don't think you're worth anything. You don't think you're worth living. When you get to a point where you say, I'm not going to live, I don't want to live, I don't want to be here no more, I want to get off this planet, that's when you're at your lowest. That's when you close the doors and close out life in your mind and physically. But you have to realize, again, you are this boundless, infinite being. Metaphysically speaking, you're living in a world of illusions. And not only did you contribute to the world of illusions, so did everybody else. And we keep coming back here saying we're going to conquer life's experiences on earth. I can recognize who I was in a past life, therefore I can do it again in this life. Well, if you didn't have a good life in a past life, you still can do it even better. You can be better in this life. You just have to make up your mind. The late Reverend Ike said that. You got to decide what it is that you want to do. You must decide what it is you want to be. Without that decision, nothing else can transpire. Nothing else can, you can't even put one foot ahead of the other. So you got to make it clear inside yourself what it is that you are seeking, what you're looking for. And you've got to let yourself know that you can do it. You can't wait for someone else to say, yeah, that looks great, brother friend. I like how you did that. It's better when you understand and know that you did that. And the process of getting there to do it better every time. It's totally left up to you. So when you think about low self esteem, what are you thinking about? You're thinking about raising up your level of consciousness with yourself So you have a higher consciousness, therefore you see yourself differently and you value yourself differently. That's right. There's a whole lot of stuff that's going to approach you, and you're going to have to say no right away. Or you're going to have to give it some thought, maybe a few days and then say no, maybe a few weeks and then say no, maybe a couple of months, then say no. But in the meantime, you're going to work on a better you, a better way in which to do, to which to accomplish your goals. Self esteem. We hear a person, they're highly esteemed. That means somebody knows they have self worth. Somebody knows they're valuable to their community. So they're not going to get rid of that person. They're going to crown that person with either more wealth or more support to get the wealth. What does that person has to do to keep their level of esteem, keep it high up? They're going to have to bless themselves with unconditional love, bless themselves with divine grace, bless themselves with greater understanding, bless themselves like my younger peers say, with greater inner standing, so that they overstand, so that they can look beyond and see where they're going. That's what it really boils down to. So just like Deepak Chopra said, worry is negative prayer. What is positive prayer? Positive prayer can start out with a simple intention behind everything that you're doing. And you can claim the intention where you say, I am that I am. I am a part of that higher course of energy. I am in a state of metaphysical awareness and spiritual well being. I am this person who always feels great about themselves. I am. Reverend Ike used to say it, whatever you place after the phrase I am, you shall become. So think about it. Let's take a little moment, a little experimentation. And I want you to think, let's get rid of the negative stuff first. So you're going to say to yourself, I am not well. Then you're going to pause. When you pause, you mentally are repeating those words back to yourself, and you're also becoming aware of how the body is feeling. The body can kick out those words, the energy of those words, not accept it and not cause anything to grow around you or within you. Or you could say to yourself, I'm a highly esteemed being. I'm infinite. I am truly an infinite sentient being. I'm a part of the divine source. I'm one of its infinite resources. Mhm. You are an infinite resource coming through divine source. You are an extension of the mind of divine source and the heart of divine source. Consciously, it has brought into its existence mechanisms of an organic nature to smell, to taste, to hear, to touch, to see. And so have you. You're consciously aware of it. From before you hit age 7, you are consciously aware that you can talk, you can put words together or sounds together, either feel good or not feel good. And if you do either one of them over and over, then you will factor up and have more of the same. So, what is it that you want to do? None of us were born to live in lack forever. None of us were born to live in clutter forever. None of us were born to be constantly bragging about stuff, yet not fulfilling anything. We got to keep it going. We got to go inside ourselves, find out who we are, and move on that. It's like a person that can go out and sell a car. Why? They're not selling the car to you, they're selling all the attributes of the car. And if you're tuned in, maybe you'll buy the car. So there's two different types of salesperson. This one will say something and pull you into it without getting your permission. There's that one in there that will not only pull you into it and sell you a barrel of junk, but then you might show them. You might be this artiste, this crash person that goes through the barrel of nothingness and finds a whole lot of goodies and polishes them and fixes them and cleans them and turns them into positive results. Why? Because you no longer took on in your mind self doubt. You didn't wake up in the morning saying, I'm worthless. You have not forgotten who you are. And it's up to you to move forward in a new you. But you must get comfortable with every part of you in order for the new you to work properly in you. You have to remind yourself, yes, you are a bountiful and boundless metaphysical being. But guess what? You are an infinite source of light, and within you are various. Let me get rid of that two words. Look inside yourself and see just how beautiful you are. That's a source and a resource to itself. Look how talented you are. That's a source and a resource to itself. If you can sit down today and write about five good things about you, and then write one more thing, you will continue to write and write and write and write and write, and you will continue to find more good things to advertise about yourself, talk about yourself, and you will find yourself living your A game, living yourself being on top of the world. What world? Your own world. Because the more you know about your own world, the easier it will be for you to manifest it and make it bigger and better just for you. So I wanted to leave that message with you. I wanted to close out today. Thank you for joining me at Clear Blue Radiance. This is the new name of Wisdom Keys. It's Clear Blue Radiance now. I want you to have a great day. If you're ever in town this weekend coming up from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., I have my Creative Pathwork meditation class. It's only 1 hour long. It just costs $10. We're growing. We've grown from 4 or 5 people to about 9 now, who are coming out every Saturday to Resonant Essentials, located at 3107 Eubank Boulevard Northeast, just north of the Candelaria Boulevard that runs east and west. And the entrance at 3107 is opposite the Silver Lane bowling lanes. You come on in there. We're the green and black trim building and the black door with the jealousy glass. That's number 64. That's where you enter. You can go to the website www.resonant resonant essentials essentials.com, and you can click on practitioners and you can see the days of the week that the practitioners there from Tuesday to Friday. You can look at preferred businesses. You'll see me there. You'll see Tracy Whitted there, and you'll see Dr. Barbara Portsley there. We all do something that's unique. Okay, you can check the calendar and stay up with events coming up this Saturday with my class, which is from 11:30 to 12:30, but I believe from 1 to 3 p.m. donation purposes. There's a man there by the name, I believe, Callahan, and he's part of the IONS, which is the Institute of Noetic Sciences, and he's going to be talking about higher consciousness, and it's for donational. So he's not charging anything, but he's just asking for a donation. I hope that I get out of my class on time and attend his 2 hour workshop where he's talking about higher consciousness. We all need to understand that it's there for the taking and it's infinite. We all can take that fruit and bite it and feel better. Uh, this Sunday, April the 2nd, I will be there Oh, I'm glad I followed through with that message. I'll be at Resident Essentials this Sunday, which is Palm Sunday, from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Admission is $20. Come in and experience. An afternoon with myself, Brother Francis, where I raise the energy through guided meditation with everyone there. Well, space is limited. We're going to take up to about 20 people. If you want to get on the list, email me at iam.circleofgrace1 at gmail.com. That's iam.circle of grace with the number one at the end at gmail.com so we can reserve a seat for you. The fee at the door is $20. I'm going to take everybody through a short meditation, and then I'm going to pull everybody out of the meditation. I'm going to stay plugged in, and I'm going to give everybody a reading, a mini reading. But this reading is not like you get in the psychic fair. It's not like you would get as a one-on-one. Whatever my guides tell me to tell you, I'm going to tell you. And it's going to bring you to a new level of awareness with yourself, so you know what you need to do right now so your life is moving forward, okay, in a positive way for yourself. You might have to do something involved in healing. You may have to dust off your saxophone, your violin, your piano keys, and get down to business. Spirit will tell me. Thank you for your time. I'll be here on time, hopefully, next week in the month of May. And whew, things are moving in the month of April, I should say. Everything is moving swiftly. There are classes that go on that Michelle Vidal teaches. In fact, tomorrow, usually about 10 a.m. or 10:30 a.m., she comes on the Resident Essentials YouTube channel, or she comes through Zoom and projects it into Resident Essentials, the group on Facebook, talking about her book and some of the principles in the book called Mastering Metaphysics. She wrote a book on Mastering Metaphysics. Michelle Vidal, owner of Resident Essentials. All right, I got to go now. It's time for me to get out of here, pick up some more birthday gifts sitting at a store for me to go get. Yay! That's right. I turned 71 on March 16th. I don't act it though. Thank goodness for that. All right. I love everybody. My grace is your grace. Until next time, remember that divine grace is a blessing as we're alive and well in the age of remembrance. Look forward to see you soon. And again, we're only taking about 20 people in this Sunday, April the 2nd, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. You got to be there on time because I want to start on time. Uh, I can get long winded, and Spirit has given me information for this afternoon with Brother Francis, $20 at the door. The address 3107 Eubank Boulevard, Northeast in the Scottsdale Shopping Village. That's what you need to know right here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, zip code 87111. Okay, it's time for me to go. Thank you, Jackie, Fillmore, Antoine, Linda Garcia for being on here, and anybody else who's hiding out in the audience. We can feel you. Thank you very much. And have a pleasant rest of your day. A blast of a Friday. May it be good and a great weekend. Take care now.